Hello, this is the client UI of a status page. So this is how a status page will look after all components have been configured. For this to be a public status page, it has to be shared with users. So if we go to the share option, we will see a subdomain URL. So this is the URL that will be shared with users. So then it will be a public status page that can be accessed by any users of a business. So once that is given, this is how a status page will look to the end user. So the first thing that end user will see is the logo. So this can be updated by the business to reflect their branding. They can also bring in their name of the businesses and also give a short description. Next, you will see the settings. With this settings, a user can change the language and the time zone from which they want to view the status page. Say for example, they click English. They have a list of other languages in which they can view the status page and also change the time zone according to their preference. Next, you'll see the subscribe option. When you click on it, you have the option to subscribe to various ongoing incidents and the upcoming maintenance. Say for example, a user wants to be notified whenever there is an incident that is updated in the status page or whenever there is going to be an upcoming maintenance. So they can give their name, say for example Peter, and their email address peter@zilker.com. Enter the CAPTCHA and subscribe to email notifications. That way they will always receive an email whenever there is an incident update or when there is an upcoming maintenance. Similarly, if you don't want an email update but want to be updated through SMS, you can provide your name and enter the mobile number and subscribe to be receiving SMS notifications. This way you will always be updated. The user will always be updated about any active incident, so they know that when they are facing a service disruption, it is because of an incident that has been updated by the business. Similarly, they can also receive this notification via iCalendar feed. So once you click on subscribe to iCalendar feed, you'll be prompted to ask if a calendar can be opened, and when you click subscribe, it will be added to your calendar. So if there is any notification on any upcoming maintenance, it will be notified to you via your calendar application. You can also receive notifications via RSS feed by subscribing to it. So these are some of the options with which a user can subscribe to the status page and receive notifications. Next, they'll see the incident tab. So the incident tab will detail all of the various status levels, the status progress of the incident. Say for example, this particular incident, a core switch is down. You can see that it is posted on the 5th of October at 11:44 AM that an issue has been identified. So it has also affected other network components. Now another update has been posted at 4:20 saying that it is being investigated. So they have done a preliminary analysis and a faulty port has been identified. Now after all of these investigations, the business has updated that the port has been rectified, and also another status that the other corresponding network components are also back online and functional. So they have kept it in the observing state. And finally, they have acknowledged saying all network components are operational. This way, a business can update different levels of the status progress of identifying the root cause of the incident, and a user, when they visit the status page, can know that the business is working on the incident, on resolving the incident. So this will be a detailed section which will tell the users what are the components that are affected and what is the status of bringing it back up online. We see a similar incident update here. So this is another incident. So when the user scrolls down, they will see a component summary. So this is a component group. Under this component group called Zilker network, there are APIs. So similar services can also be grouped together like this and their status will be updated. Now, not just the status, if you want to see the performance of this particular router, you can click on it. A user can click on it and it will take us to the details page. So it will give us the complete details of the performance of this particular service. So the response time here is 26 milliseconds. This was the last time this particular service was checked. So this is the location from which this particular service is being monitored. So this is an internal location. Similarly, they can have global locations from which this particular component will be monitored. Say for example, if this is monitored from US, Australia and Canada, the status of this particular component from all of these locations will be updated here. Also the component history, performance, the availability of this particular component week on week is updated here. So on September 14th, there has been an outage. If you click, the user can see that there has been a major outage on this time. But in this week from September 9th, 3rd to 9th, there has been no outage and the uptime is 100%. See, all these details are updated here. They can also see a graphical representation and it can be seen over a custom period. Similarly, if this component has any incident in the past, it will be updated. All the exact details of the outage will be given here. The customer can see the details here. So with this, they can see how reliable a component has been functioning, how often there has been an outage, what is the SLA within which the outage has been fixed. So all the details can be viewed by the customer. Similarly, I'm showing another component here. Like I mentioned, this component has been monitored from different global locations and all of this will be updated here. This is an integration of a real user monitoring chart which shows the Apdex score, that is the performance of the particular application that is monitored from different global locations. The satisfaction rating is mentioned here. You can also see a response time. Response time details from all of these particular locations are also updated. Similarly, you can see the performance metrics for custom period. Going back to the status page. They can also view the component history for all the components, that is all the services of the business. So they can change the timeline. So they can see that there is an issue with the main route. There was an issue with the main router on the 27th, which was a major outage. Similarly, you can see that Zika Travels was put under maintenance on the 26th. So you can just scroll across the timeline and see an overview of all the availability metrics, that is the uptime of the various services of the business. So this is the upcoming maintenance that the users can see. So they will see that there is an upcoming maintenance and they can schedule their works accordingly. So these are the components that will be put into maintenance in the future. Similarly, you can also subscribe to receive maintenance notifications by through the iCal feed shown here. So by scrolling down, you can also see that these are the completed maintenance that had previously been scheduled and completed. You can see the full details here. If you click on a particular maintenance, it will show the complete details. When was the start time, when was the end time, the duration, and any other details that a business is updating. Similarly, the past incident details is also shown here. So this is an incident that happened on September 30th. So if a user clicks on it, they will see when was the start time, when was the end time, how many days the incident has been going on, the various updates on the 23rd, on the 27th, from when the incident started. All the details are updated here. So a user can view all the details here. So all the incident history, any uptime or the availability issues in the past will be updated here. So this is what a user will see when they access the status page of a particular business. This is a public status page, and this is how it will be shown to a particular user.